Everybody's got an opinion. Every Californian and Virginian. It's so hard to tell who to trust and who to ignore. Someone's gotta settle the score. Trey and Chelsey will help you choose whose views win, which ones lose. Online haters are coming for you. Baby, it's time to review the review.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, look at you in that fancy bedroom.
Oh my, I wonder where I could be with this fancy lighting that's very similar to yours.
I realized I'm blue and you're pink.
I know, very gender normative of us.
Very binary.
Yes.
Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome to Review That Review, the podcast dedicated to reviewing
Reviews. We're just like Siskel and Ebert, only instead of reviewing cinematic masterpieces, we rate and review those hilarious, scathing, and sometimes suspicious online reviews.
That's Chelsey Donn.
And that's Trey Gerrald.
And together, we're
The Review Queens.
OMG, Chelsey, you are in my guest bedroom and
It's
you
true.
are wearing my blue light blocking glasses and you are looking very chic, might I say.
Thank you. It's always nice to have a new pair. I'm home visiting my family. It's my sister's daughter. That's a weird way of saying my niece. It's my niece and my dad's birthdays both the same day. So it's a 2-for-1. And I came in for that. And my niece had a unicorn Barbie yoga birthday. So
Wow.
yeah, very specific.
3 very specific subcultures.
I know, but she loves them all equally. So she just had to go for a 3-for-1. And I just think it's amazing that a kid would want to do yoga for their birthday. Like, I can't imagine ever being like, let's do a workout class. But good for her, you know?
Oh, how old is she?
She just turned, good question. She just turned 4. She just turned 4.
Oh my gosh.
I think so. Yeah. I'm so bad about their ages.
We'll cut it.
She
Very
just turned 4. She's adorable. They did a cupcake pull apart cake. So it looked like a cake, but it was actually cupcakes, which is genius. Genius. How was your week?
I've had a good week, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, really. We're recording on a Thursday. Tell me on a Sunday, please. I don't know why I just thought of that. I've had a good week. It's another wonderful like fall weather time. I'm wearing a sweater. It's a little hot. It's a little hot for it, but I'm like so into it. Yeah, it's been a good week. I'm happy to be back and recording with you, my queen.
I'm so happy to be here too. I got a couple of new sweaters too. It's like as soon as it starts to get even the littlest bit chilly, you're like, I think it's time for some new sweaters. I'm wearing as like very preppy attire.
It looks that.
Thank you. I had an audition earlier where I was playing a manager, and this was my most manager looking ensemble.
Wow. I feel like this podcast gives you a lot of experience with channeling management.
It's true. It is true. It is true. It was interesting to be on the other side, I will say. Yeah. And with, that in mind, Trey, do you have a complaint that you would like to lodge to management since I'm dressed for the occasion and ready to receive your complaint?
Yes, manager. I need your attention because I'm here to
Lodge a complaint
against nightmares.
Terrible.
Okay, so this actually happened, and this is following our home state episode where a couple of episodes back where we touched on our high schools. And I don't know if you ever have this, but I have this recurring, sometimes it's college too, but a very specific trauma from my high school. There were 15 of us, 5 of us were cut, so it always felt like you were unsafe, which I am owning that as my experience, and I'm going to talk about it. And
own it, queen. I mean, please.
Thank you. So I still to this day will have nightmares. Like this literally happened earlier this week, and I texted 2 of my friends that were in high school with me, where it's suddenly they have we're showing up, we're all having our adjudications, which we had. It was like you would go into this boardroom and sit at the end of a huge
We
conference
called
table.
them juries in college. Is it
was
the same idea?
Similar, but you didn't have to do a performance. It was
Okay.
like sort of, they just were sort of like evaluating you on the entire semester, which I guess is kind of similar to a jury.
Well, jury, yeah, but they would ask us to do stuff.
Right. So this was based on all of the performances throughout the like
Right.
working in the
It was
class
just like a one-on-one meeting assessment.
with every faculty member and you
Wow. Yes.
at a board table. And they would, each teacher
At a
had
board table.
Yeah, it was a literal boardroom like you're doing Don't Fuck With Me, Fellas from Mommy Dearest.
That's
like,
nightmarish.
it was. And
Yeah.
each teacher had their own set of rosters for like their disciplines. And you would sit there. And I remember being so traumatized that I illegally brought in a mini tape recorder in my book bag to record them berating me because I thought I would like sue them or something. This is like, we're in the weeds. They always were never mean to me. They
Okay.
just never thought I was spectacular enough to like be a huge success, which
Okay.
whatever. So I just never, it doesn't matter. But so I still have these nightmares. The other day I had a nightmare that I was preparing to go in for this adjudication and suddenly there were 10 strangers and they were all alternates that were waiting to replace us if we were about to be cut from the program. So I texted my friends, Lucinda and Lauren, and we're like, another high school nightmare. And my friend Lauren was like, you should lodge it as a complaint, which I thought was so cute. So I'm lodging that because nightmares, especially when they wake you up and you're like in a sweat, like that literally happens to me.
Yeah.
I guess there's some repressed trauma I'm realizing as I'm speaking this out, but nightmares are terrifying. Why do our brains do that? Like, why are we like the mind is so miraculous. Like we're processing all of the stuff and trying to like figure it out. And this is, I graduated high school in 2004. So this is like deep rooted. I don't know why my mind is still trying to work that out, but I'm lodging a complaint against nightmares because I don't like feeling out of control.
Yeah. Not a good feeling. Also, I just feel like in my nightmares, there's always some challenge that I need to complete that's impossible to complete. But in my dream, like version of reality, it's like, why can't I get this done? It's like, it's an unsolvable mystery. That's why it's a nightmare.
I also have a lot of frequent nightmares where my teeth fall out.
Ooh.
That happens a lot to me.
Well,
I have
that one,
a lot.
A lot. That one, I mean, we could talk about this on the Patreon, but that one actually has a lot of meaning.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. We could talk about later.
All right. I'm going to make a note. What about
Yeah.
you? What do you want to lodge a complaint against?
Thank you for asking. I want to lodge a complaint. Now, I know I complain a lot about driving. It's because I live in LA and, we drive a lot, but I feel like I'm really a team player when I drive. So I don't know why I feel like I need to preface this complaint with this, but I just want to say, like, I get it. We all have somewhere to go. And I'm someone that is very much like, let's all get there as quickly and safely as possible. So that being said, I really hate it when I'm driving and you can make a right turn on red and someone's behind you and they're honking at you.
Oh my God.
The light is red. It's an option. Is it not? It's an option to turn right on red. And I'm not turning right at that very moment because it's not safe, because there's a pedestrian walking or there's a car coming. There's a reason why I'm just not turning right. Like if the road was wide and clear and open and it was red and I was able to make a right, I would. If I'm not, it's because it's not safe to do so. So it's just so obnoxious to me when there are people that will honk at me to turn and make this right turn on red just because there's no sign that says no right on red. Trust me, I will turn when it's appropriate to do so. Does this happen to you?
I feel like you always lodge a complaint and it triggers like something truly deep inside of me. Because I'm from the South.
Yeah.
And very rarely would there be a no turn on red sign.
Okay.
But in New York City, you can never turn right on red.
Right.
But now in New Jersey, it's both. Sometimes you'll have a no turn on red and sometimes you can. So
and same in LA.
I get so stressed out anytime I am at the light in the turn lane because
like you're the first position.
Because I can't tell if it is illegal or not.
Right.
Because in New York, it's just illegal. They don't have no turn on red signs because you just can't ever. So
Right.
I'm like so accustomed to that. And then I start literally getting so worked up, like, oh no, there's a car coming. It's behind me. It's on my bumper. Am I supposed to turn them on? And then they honk at you. And then you're like, what am I, it's like helpless. I feel helpless. So yes, I totally recognize.
Also, there's like a honking language, like there's like, maybe this person, there's like a toot toot, like maybe this person didn't realize they're supposed to turn on red. I'm fine with a little toot, but like a full burr, like hot, like, like that is so inappropriate when the light is red.
I agree.
Anyway, complaint lodged.
Ooh, that got me. You got me with that.
I'm glad it's not just me, because man, I got so annoyed the other day right before I left LA. It happened, and I was just like, I can't with you.
Did you bottom out your car?
I didn't bottom out my car.
Okay, good.
Goodness.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we're laughing. Why don't we take this laughter and channel it into some online reviews? How do you feel about that?
Oh my God, I feel so good about that.
Good.
How do you feel? Do you feel good?
I feel ready. I feel ready to read.
I feel ready. I didn't stretch, but I'm ready.
All right. So as you all know, Chelsey and I are your trusty review queens. We each bring in a review from the internet that we feel needs to be inspected.
We read you the review, we break it down and rate the impact of the review on a scale from 1 to 5 crowns. It's a very regal process that we call
Assess That Kvetch.
And Chelsey, my girl, you're first today.
I'm first. I'm so honored.
Take it away. Take it away, RQ.
Review that review.
All right, you guys, I am coming at you today with a brand new source because I just felt like we needed to change it up. So this review is from Houzz. Have you ever heard of Houzz, Trey?
I have. Spell it.
It's spelled Houzz.
Yeah.
I think it's like a design. It's supposed to be designing made easy, right? Like it's a one-stop shop for all of your designer needs, and you can hire a designer from there. And then I think they even have their own products a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like a staple for commercials on HGTV.
Sure. I don't watch commercials anymore, but if I did, I'm sure I would see the Houzz commercials. So this review is from Houzz, and it is for a design company called Design Works. It is a 1-star review. Interestingly, written by, SNW Investments LLC, and that's S ampersand W.
Oh.
Investments LLC. Okay.
All right.
So let's hear it, shall we? It's a 1-star. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I did. Okay, great. Let's hear it. Do not hire Design Works. Robin doesn't care about the finished product, only cares about the money she'll make. On the day of install, which should have been the completion day, she only had 2/3 of the furniture in, only put up half of the decor needed to fill the home, and there was no artwork. She also waited to order the bath accessories until 2 days before install, so they were over 2 weeks late. Then she never came back to finish the product. Then she never came back to finish the project. We got tired off making the phone calls, asking when things would get done, and only heard from her when we held back money due. We started working with her 6 months before the home was finished, so it wasn't a case of rush deadlines by any means. She's considered a distributor for some of the furniture lines, and we had a few items with defects or issues. She ignores our calls and emails, asking for the items to be fixed. She never treats you like the client or cares about doing a good job. Her excuse is always, "Welcome to my world." She ordered pieces that don't fit or are completely off the color scheme, bar stools that are 27 inches high for a 30-inch table, a narrow table to display items behind a couch when it was supposed to be a table to eat at. A yellow cream headboard in a completely white and gray room. Beware of this designer. She asks for her fee to be paid in full 12 weeks after signing the contract, which in our case was well before install, and then doesn't finish the project and doesn't care. S&W.
Okay, wait. Why did you find this review?
Why did I find it?
Yeah.
Because I was looking at Houzz. Well, actually, I looked at Houzz originally because my sister had a fan in my niece's room that we found out was actually from Houzz. So I was looking through there to try and find a replacement part for this particular fan. And then while I was there, I thought this is an interesting place to peruse for reviews. So truthfully, I was just perusing.
Okay.
I have no connection to Design Works.
Okay, I was like curious about that.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious by this username, S&W
Yes.
Investments LLC.
Yes.
It's very ballsy to leave this review with like your LLC,
I know.
which makes me actually really trust them like very extremely.
Yeah, they're not hiding. Or are they?
But see, that's also what I'm wondering. Like S&W Investments, do you think that this is like a rich person's like investment company for like flipping houses and stuff? Or do you think do you think that S&W had one home that they're living in, or is this like an money making situation where they have lots of properties and it's ongoing?
I think that's a good question. I had the same thought when I saw S&W Investments LLC as the writer of this review, because I thought that sounds like a business and not a personal home. But then when they're talking about it, they said, you know, they needed to fill the home. There was no artwork, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I could be wrong and I don't want to be speaking out of turn, but I think if you were a house flipper, would you use Houzz? Or would you kind of know?
Well, it does seem to me that this is strictly for interior design. It's like, it sounds like Design Works doesn't do construction.
No.
They're just doing like aesthetic.
So you're saying if S&W Investments is buying up these houses, hiring construction to do all the designs, take it down to the studs, make it look nice and clean and beautiful, and then they are then going to hire Design Works to stage it, essentially, I suppose.
Maybe. I mean, I was curious, like if they didn't have that username, if it was just Molly Sue, then I would think it was like the personal home. So maybe it's a little like, it doesn't matter actually, but I was just taken by your username saying LLC because that's like a whole tax thing and whatever.
I know.
Okay.
It makes me want to look up this LLC and see, is S&W Investments LLC still active?
I mean, I have personally dealt with renovations on two separate properties, like full reno, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And designers are a little bit different. It's usually like construction people.
Is this a reno?
No, it was fully done.
Okay.
But no one ever sticks to timeline in that world.
Right.
You know, my sister was a property manager, and like it just timelines are like a joke. Like no one's trying to honor the timeline that they tell you. Designers is a different situation though, because you know it's all about ordering and like addressing the lead time so that it arrives for the install day. So that's very interesting. The whole conversation about a distributor, the designer as a distributor for the thing, and then there's defect, like it all seems very complicated because you obviously want to use the deals that the designer is able to get.
Correct.
I mean, it makes me feel a little I mean, it makes the communication, the fact that like communication ceased until payment was held, that makes me like instant red flag. That's very hard for Trey personally for you to bounce back from. Like I read that, I will literally skip the review. That is a deal breaker to me. the whole thing about being paid 12 weeks after a contract, like that's the whole thing. You got to read these contracts,
Right.
because if that's in the contract, well, then there you go. Like you should have looked at that. That's like sort of tricky. But like, if you're not going to like speak, like you are hired to fix the problems and like make it work. The whole thing about a 30-inch table with a 27-inch stool, that is so funny to me. That's a 3-inch gap.
I know. How horrible for your knees. I mean, the one thing I will say, I think there was some timeline stuff with S&W that was a bit confusing to me that I want to review with you.
Okay.
So first, they say they started working with Robin at DesignWorks 6 months before the home was finished. Right. So I'm wondering at what point they signed the contract. Now, the reason why I feel like this is important is because they say that it needs to be paid in full 12 weeks after signing the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we're looking at 6 months and we're looking at 12 weeks, so 12 weeks is 3 months. So did they wait 3 months to sign the contract? Because how are they said that things went wrong and then we started to hold on the payment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm wondering when was the whole time frame? Because if we agreed to work with Robin 6 months before, and 3 months after that, we would have to give her, hypothetically, we would have paid her in full before we even step foot into the house.
Right. I wonder if there's a deposit that's required and then the entire payment has to be completed 12 weeks later. So maybe they were in the process.
But I'm just saying still the time that doesn't really add up, because
that is true. Good
they
point.
started working with her 6 months before the home was finished. So it wasn't a case of rush deadlines by any means. And then they started bringing items into the house once they were in the house, which was 6 months later. So maybe they didn't, I'm confused at how we stop payment if we're asked to pay in full.
Right. Unless it's an escrow.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah. Maybe.
When is this review, by the way? Like what year is it?
2020.
Because, the pandemic really caused a whole problem with delivery.
But here's the problem with that. I feel like people understood that in 2020. I can't give S&W credit or not, but it seems like from what S&W is telling us, Robin didn't take accountability for anything that was happening. Like if Robin had been communicating with them and said, I'm so sorry, things are delayed because of the pandemic and it should have arrived, but it hasn't. It seems like Robin just went totally ghosted them. That's what I'm getting.
It's also interesting to me that like they said that half of the stuff was available on the day.
Yeah.
Because what I'm curious about is like, was there not a virtual design? Like saying that some of the stuff was like cream when the room is gray. Like, wasn't there an itemized list of like, this is the execution list of what's being ordered? Like, wouldn't you like, it's a little surprising to me that the S and W did not know the color until it was in the property. Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, where is S&W's responsibility within this, if anywhere? Even with the ordering of the bathroom items, was there a list where they were supposed to order the bath accessories and then they flubbed and didn't actually order them until 2 days before, so they were 2 weeks late? Or do you think we forgot to ask about the bath accessories, thinking that Robin should have known that we needed that and then that was a flub? I'm just wondering how much of this S&W is thinking Robin should have known that she didn't, and how much is just fully Robin's fault.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's very clear there was breakdown in communication in this relationship.
For sure.
The no artwork thing. It's like, how do you start design? I mean, every designer has their own process, but like you hire a designer to take the lead.
Right. And you get renderings. I mean, with I mean, and I also understand the whole idea of needing a hard deadline to get your furniture and your items in.
Of course.
My sister, I guess, used a designer that was affiliated in some way with Houzz. My mom paid to have 2 different nurseries designed. Basically, my sister didn't want to know the gender of the baby. So she designed a boys nursery and a girls nursery, and only the designer knew the sex of the baby. Like the doctor, like literally, we sent a letter just to the designer so that the designer could order stuff. And while my sister was at the hospital, they could bring in all the designs. But every single piece of that design was pre-planned. Like every photo that was on the wall, like every single piece of it was in renderings. So like you're saying, I'm wondering, should S&W have picked up on that earlier? I mean, where were the renderings? How come we didn't know that the colors were going to be completely off? Was it that Robin was assuring us that they weren't going to be? And then when they were in the space, it was like, whoa, that doesn't look right.
I'm also curious about the scope of the project, because like one nursery is so much more containable than if it's like an entire property.
House. Yeah, that's true.
But that just, again, like, that still feels to me like it falls on the designer to like be leading the expectations of the services they're offering.
Yeah. And I got to say, I know we've touched on this, but there's nothing worse than working with someone where you really feel like money is just, that's it.
Yeah.
Like they just want to get the money from you. They're not interested in doing the job. You're just another like number on their list, and they don't care. And then as soon as they get their money, they're gone, never to be heard of again. Like that's terrible.
Yeah.
And for that, I will say, sorry, DesignWorks, but if I read this review and I was looking for a designer, that would be a no for me.
Yeah, it is very red flaggy.
Right? I mean, I would not want to work with somebody who really was just after the money and was not going to correct things when they were wrong.
What is the spelling and grammar like from S&W?
It's pretty good, except for that one off instead of. Yeah.
That's so interesting to add an extra letter. It's usually the reverse.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there was a problem with the F key, but they definitely said off instead of, but other than that, everything was fine. I mean, a lot of caps.
Yeah. I noticed that in the beginning.
Yeah.
I guess my question is like, I'm not really sure how to gauge if this is a common experience or a fluke. Like, I'm really not sure how to decipher that.
I forgot to mention, there are a couple of images along with this, including the images of the bar stools, which do look completely ridiculous. Like it's touching the lip of the table, basically. So terrible on that. And then just, the color of the yellowish, what do you call it? Headboard or whatever it is, next to the wall. It does look pretty bad.
See, those are just like the bar stool situation is such a like rudimentary mistake.
Yeah.
Is that the right phrase?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's right.
It's like, it does make me question, like, it could just be a total fluke oversight, but if you don't know to like make sure that the stools will fit under the table, like that's a huge issue. If you're a designer, your whole world is around aesthetic. Right.
And also in terms of customer service, I feel like designers back in the day, especially these kind of designers that were doing, home decor or whatever, not a corporate space. This is definitely a home, was sort of word of mouth, like Susie from the neighborhood. But now that we have places like Houzz, I just think you have to be so careful with your customer service. You can't just drop the ball, because if Robin keeps doing this with everybody and everybody keeps going on her page on Houzz and saying what she's doing, she's never going to have any business. So this is not a good move.
Yeah.
Not a good move, Robin.
I think I can crown this.
I'm ready to crown.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so Chelsey and I each have our own set of 1 to 5 crown cards, and in an effort to be fair and not influenced by one another, we will simultaneously reveal our rating.
The queens are tabulating.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Total score.
Okay, I had a feeling this was going to happen. All right, Trey is holding up 4 crowns. I am holding up 3.5 crowns. Trey, defend your 4 crowns.
I said 4 because I I am really feeling influenced and impacted by S&W Investments LLC. I mean, it's a one side of the story, but I do think that it just would make me feel like I need a designer who's going to hold my hand a little more, and that I will be able to reach whenever I want to be reaching them, because I am the one paying, I'm the customer. I just feel like the timeline is a red flag. Like half of it being delivered on time is like an issue.
Yes.
The fact that like the scope of the project could take longer than the actual payment written into the contract, that just feels a little fishy to me.
Yeah.
Like it just a little like intentionally like catching you in a way. And I don't know, the Barstool thing is just so funny to me, and it's such a like easy mistake, but I don't think that's like an amateur mistake. So I said 4 crowns because I feel like the impact of this is keep looking, keep clicking. What about you? Why'd you do 3.5?
I did 3.5. I agree with everything that you said. I took away 1.5 crowns because it wasn't an entertaining review. I wasn't like bowled over review queen status like I love to be for my people that I make my queens. So I took off some crowns for that. And then also I was a little confused about the timeline and the lack of personality in the S&W Investments LLC. There is a photo next to it that is a person, looks kind of stock imagey to me. I know I didn't bring that up before, but I feel like there's just, there's a lack of personality. Like who am I talking to here? And for that's why I took away the extra 0.5 crown for that. So 3.5 crowns for S&W, but completely agree. Sorry, Design Works. That's going to be a no for me, dog. All right. We did it.
Good job. Fun review.
Thanks. From a new place.
I know.
What are you going to do? All right. Where are we? All right. Where are we? I don't know where we are. In this
Top of 4.
Okay, so let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we can get into our QT's review, which I can't wait for. So excited.
Love it. BRB.
Hold your crown. We'll be right back.
Chelsey and I are so excited to share this exclusive Review Queen offer from superchewer.com that is worthy of 5 crowns, honey child. Now, from the makers of BarkBox, Super Chewer is a monthly subscription-based service for those dogs that need tougher and more durable toys. Every month, you and your pup will receive a box right to your front door that is loaded with 2 tough toys that are always fluff-free, 2 meaty chews, and 2 full-size bags of treats that are customizable for allergy and diet preferences. Plus, all Super Chewer treats are always made in the USA and Canada with globally sourced ingredients and never contain corn, wheat, or soy. Now close your eyes unless you're driving and imagine the joy your dog will have when that pesky mailman brings something that is just for them once a month. Super Chewer is offering listeners of Review That Review 1 extra month free, which is a $45 value, child, when you use our link superchewer.com/queen. Super Chewer comes with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if a toy isn't tough enough, they will replace it 100% free of charge. Now, what dog doesn't want to take that challenge? Sign up right now at superchewer.com/queen and give your good boys something that is good enough for them. superchewer.com/queen.
Who let the dogs out? Who let them out?
It's 1-star zinger time. Chelsey, let's get ready for a quick spin on the Meryl-Go-Round.
I don't feel like an icon. Most of the days I feel like I can't. That's with an A.
All right. Trey and I have each picked a rotten, scathing, pithy 1-star zinger. And with 30 seconds on the clock, we'll each try to recite the zinger in as many genres as possible.
Just like Queen Meryl, who does it all.
Before the clock runs out. All right, Trey, what's your zinger from today?
Okay, I have a 1-star zinger today from Target.com.
Can you stop yourself? Because my zinger was also from Target, but I'm picking a different one, so it's fine. But that's weird. Okay.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah.
All right. This is for Arm & Hammer Advanced White Extreme Whitening Baking Soda and Peroxide Toothpaste.
Oh my God, these long titles.
So this is written by Mama Lady.
Okay.
The subject is yuck. And the zinger is tastes very badly on impact and even worse after. I cried.
This is a long one, Trey. She cried over the toothpaste.
Apparently.
That's some bad toothpaste if it's leading to tears. All right, Trey. So you are strapped into let's like a tape dispenser,
Great.
right? Seems sort of horse-like.
I'm going to get stuck on you.
All right, let's get started. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go!
Breaking news.
Tastes very badly on impact and even worse after I cried.
Pop star.
Tastes very badly on impact and I cried.
Courtroom drama.
Tastes very badly on impact and even worse after I cried.
Auctioneer.
Tastes very badly on impact and even worse after I cried.
Lifetime.
3,
Tastes very badly on impact and even worse after I cried.
That's all.
Oh my God. I will give that to you just because I just love seeing
My
you
courtroom
go.
was like Inherit the Wind. So
I
Southern.
know. It was very specific. I love how Southern you can get with these and still have them be specific. It's great. All right. Okay. That's fine, Trey. Wow. Really good job for such a long one. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
That was great. I love that.
That really went fast for me. Okay. How about you, Chelsey?
All
What
right,
is your
so-
1-star zinger for today?
Thank you for asking. So my zinger is from Amazon, and it is for a burrito blanket. Do you know those?
I hate you. You keep finding these absurd gag gifts on Amazon.
I have a whole reserve. I was gonna do Target, and then I was like, let me pull one of the gag gifts out. So this is for. I just think these are so funny. Like I can't imagine someone that would want to be wrapped in a tortilla all night, but if you do, I guess I respect it. It's kind of great. All right. Anyway, so this 1-star zinger is written by Leslie, and Leslie. The subject is misleading, and the review is nothing like the picture. Not even close. Boo.
Oh dear.
Okay.
All right. So today you're going to be strapping in on a giant staple gun.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm a little afraid of this, but I love it. It makes me feel powerful.
All right. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Shakespeare.
Nothing like the picture. Not even close. Boo.
Opera diva.
Nothing like the picture. Not even close. Boo.
Pop singer. Pop star.
Nothing like the picture. Not even close. Boo. Nothing like the picture. Not even close. Boo.
Rom-com.
Nothing like the picture. Not even close. Boo.
Slapstick. Oh
That's
my
all.
God. The way you sang boo, that killed me. Wait, you got 5 too.
Tie.
Ticey.
I love it. I love when we tie because I'm so not competitive, and this is my favorite way to end the game. Yay! That was fun.
All right. Good for us.
Yes.
Review that review.
All right. We are back from that rousing game break, and it's your turn, Trey. I
knew you were gonna say rousing. I just knew it.
I'm feeling very staple gummy still. All right. Where is your review from this week, Trey?
Okay, today I have a 1-star review from Trustpilot.
Okay.
For the world famous Yankee Candle Company.
Yes.
And this is written by B. Tattlin.
Just the letter B?
Yeah.
B-T-A-T-E-N?
Tattan.
T-T-A-N. Okay.
But when I first read it, I thought it was B. Tattlin. Like B. Tattletailin. Tattlin.
Oh, B Tattlin on Yankee Candle, though. That's a good one. I like that.
Okay, so this is a 1-star review from Trustpilot written by B. Tattlin for Yankee Candle Company.
I'm ready.
The subject is, all caps, fraud. Yankee Candle fraud.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Fraud. Do not buy from Yankee Candle. They send emails with fake promotions and deny every portion of it. The representative, Nicole, was very sweet, and I feel bad that she was placed in this position. I received an email from Yankee Candle at 8:32 on 8/28 that stated it was a buy one, get 2 free. I bought 2 candles, expecting that I would get 4 candles if I bought 2. This promotion had no code anywhere. Under each picture was written in red, buy 2 jar candles at the regular price and get 2 free. I ordered 2 pumpkin spice candles, expecting to get 2 free. There was no mention of the 2 free candles in the summary. I then called Yankee Candle to explain the issue I was having. I spoke to a lovely young lady named Nicole. Nicole asked for the promotion, and I told her that there was nothing at the top of the page. But under each picture was a statement in red indicating each candle was featured was, quote, buy one, get 1 jar candle free. Not so. According to Nicole, if I wanted 2, I should have ordered 4. That point was never mentioned. Never. Nicole requested that I be sent the 2 candles that were part of the promotion, and I thanked her. However, at this point, I had been trying for over an hour to get this thing done. I then informed her that YC should give me the order free of charge, and she consulted with her supervisory staff. Is that how you say that? Supervisory?
Yeah.
I then informed her that YC should give me the order free of charge, and she consulted with her supervisory staff again. And apparently they were too afraid to do the right thing. This entire promotion is a scam. Don't fall for any YC promotions. They have no integrity and do not want the consumer to get any kind of a break. I am going to follow up with the complaint to the FCC. This company needs to be held accountable for lying. I wasted almost 2 hours trying to buy a candle. I feel bad for Nicole. Get out now and get a reputable job. You can do much better than this.
I didn't like that exit line, but we'll talk about that later. Okay.
B. Tatton.
B. Tatton. So based on the read, I'm going to go ahead and assume that B. Tatton used a lot of all caps and maybe a lot of exclamation points too.
Yeah, as I like started doing that, I was like, "Ugh, why did I start screaming these? Because this whole review is just screaming.
All right, but is that what it is? It's a lot of caps and exclamations.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Okay. Now, the offer was buy one, get one free, or buy two, get one free. What was the offer?
Okay, that switches around.
Okay.
So they say the email that arrived at 8:32 on 8/28 stated buy one, get two free.
Buy one, get two free. Okay.
So they bought two, expecting that they would get four. The promotion had no code anywhere. Under each picture was written in red, buy 2 jar candles at the regular price and get 2 free.
Okay.
But then so they have just said that it's buy one, get two. And then they just said it's buy 2, get 2. And then later they say to Nicole, buy one, get 1 jar candle free.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Like it's very all over. That's 3 different promos.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to be ageist, certainly, but I don't know why I get the feeling that B Tatton is a little bit older.
Me too.
Because I feel like now, while maybe there was some miscommunication here, it seems like there's changes between the email. First, honestly, when you started reading this review, Trey, I thought that the email was maybe a fake email, because you know how sometimes you get these emails and they seem like they're from Yankee Candle or something, and they're like, click here for this promo, but then you click there and it takes you to like, I don't know, it steals your identity or something.
Yeah.
So at first I thought that's what certainly was happening. But then when B Tatton started talking about the red underneath the images, I assume that she's referencing the images on the website, right? I assume, or not referencing back to the email.
I thought it was the email.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe it wasn't a fake email. I don't know what it was, but my thing is that if there was a promo, if there was a promo and it said buy 2, get 2 free, and you're a Trey, would you put 4 in your cart or would you put 2?
See, I don't know, because now I think I'm just confused from this review, because I would look at, I don't know. I don't know if I would, but there's no code. So there's no promo code listed. So I think maybe I would just put 2.
Really? Okay, interesting.
But I don't know.
Because I think I would put 4. And I would see if when I went to check out, if it took the 2 off. That would be my assumption. Like, and I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I feel like that's what I would do. And I always assume that whatever it is I'm seeing on my checkout, like in my checkout box, is what I'm going to actually get. So if I don't put 4 candles in that cart, I don't expect that I'm going to see 4 candles, because even when you're running a promo, it's like, you can opt in, you can opt out. So what I would have probably done is put the 4 candles in my cart. And if it was then charging me for 4 candles, not 2, I would have then picked up the phone and been like, hey, what's going on with this situation? So it took an hour and a half. It took 2 hours.
That literally is the next thing I was going to say. They say that they were trying to get this candle for over an hour. And then at the end, they say I wasted almost 2 hours.
Right.
So which is it?
Right. Which is it? Which is it, B Tatton?
It is interesting, because I did also assume that this reviewer is a little bit older. I don't know why. Oh, but I think probably why we think this is because they call Nicole a lovely young lady.
Yes, maybe that's it. And just even in the beginning, I got the vibe, like I said, when I thought maybe this is identity theft. I got the feeling that B Tatton was a little bit older.
Do you think that this is fraud?
I don't. I think it's a little weird and a little bit of a stretch to call it fraud. Now, here's the other part where I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
So B Tatton put 2 in her cart, whatever. Again, you said you might have done that. So fine. I'm not going to blame her for that or them for that. But they then did rectify the issue and sent the additional 2 is what I'm hearing.
It seems that Nicole was able to find the order and correct it.
Correct. So now it is, all right, B Tatton, you think you deserve 4 for the price of 2. You got 4 for the price of 2. Now you're angry that you wasted time. So now you want to pay 0 for 4, right?
That's
Do
what
we
comes
think
up.
that that's fair?
What is the size of these jar candles?
Well, there are different sizes, but a typical Yankee candle is a nice sizable jar. I would say like a mason jar.
I think that I do think that it is suspicious that there is no promo code
Yeah.
that would take care of the questioning for you. Like where it's like you type in the promo code and we're going to automatically give you 2 or
guess,
take the
but
price off. But
yeah, but I just think that because I build websites every once in a while on the side, it is sometimes where it's like, if you put 4 on the cart, like if this action happens, automatically take off this amount. I just would be curious what would have happened if she would have put the 4 candles in the cart, if it would have automatically deducted, those prices.
yeah, it is interesting to me because it isn't as straightforward. I don't know if I've ever gotten a buy 2 get 2 free on the internet. Like I don't know that I have encountered this.
Right. And that's also confusing because I almost wonder, it sounds like Nicole, bless her heart, I'm turning into a Southern person, handled this very well.
Mhm.
And again, I don't want to be discrediting B. Tatton, but there's a part of me that feels like B. Tatton got confused. She thought it was buy 1, get 2, buy 2, get 1, and whatever it was, they came to the decision that it was that she was upset and she wanted the 2 extra candles.
Right.
And Nicole made that happen for her. And then that wasn't good enough for B. Tatton, B. Tatton wanted a little bit more. Now I can understand maybe trying to squeeze another promo code or an expedited shipping on the extra 2 candles or something like that. I think that there's things to be there's a little bit of wiggle room that I'm sure maybe even Nicole would have had. If she was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to use you guys in the future because I'm a little bit unhappy about the fact that I had to spend all this extra time on the phone. Maybe Nicole will be like, you know what? I hear you. Here's an extra 50% off coupon for the next time you visit the site. But to full on be like, now I want 4 candles in the mail and I want that to cost me $0 because I spent 2 hours on the phone. I think that's a bit of a leap for me.
Yeah, I don't think that B is entitled to that.
Yeah, I don't.
But I do respect asking because you never get what you don't ask for.
Squeaky wheel. Yeah.
But I don't think that means they have no integrity, that they don't want their consumer to get any kind of break. I mean, it's literally a buy 2, get 2. I don't know.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just think we're making this such a big deal when I feel like, yeah, okay, maybe the promo should have been a little more clear.
Right.
Maybe there was a little bit of a discrepancy between the email and the front page of the website. Who knows exactly what was going on here, but I just think we're really taking it to a place where we don't need to. And where B. Tatton was already sort of losing me throughout the review, but where they really lost me was when they attacked Nicole in the end and said, just in a really gross way, you could have, you should have a better job. You can do it. You can get a better job. It's you don't know Nicole's story or how difficult it is to get a job or what her situation is. I just think that's wrong. That's crossing a line.
It is interesting to me because I partially why I liked this review is because of B's attachment to Nicole.
Yeah.
B is so mad but has so much care for Nicole,
right,
that it's so odd to me.
Well, that's why up until this last sentence, I was going to give B that compliment. I was going to say, like we usually do, I appreciate when a negative review can still give credit to part of the experience that was positive. And I was about to do that for B. But when they then went back and gave Nicole this backhanded, what would you even call that?
I don't know. Honestly, it didn't occur to me that way. No, I just sort of thought it was I don't know. It's like you're this is all about candles. Like, why is it getting
Right.
why is it turning into life advice? We're talking about
And
candles.
this is such a big company and we're going to Trustpilot. So we're
Yeah.
lodging a complaint against Yankee Candle at large. And I know that we're making an order online, so it's not like it's to a specific store, but it just seems like, man, like you thought you were getting a deal. You did end up getting the deal. I'm sorry you lost 2 hours of your life. That sucks. Nobody likes to be on hold and deal with all that, but you did end up getting something for free.
Well, it's also curious to me because it seems like Nicole comes off glowing in the review, and
Yeah.
it seems like Nicole was able to fix the problem. So, and there's no communication about having to wait on the phone to reach Nicole. So I'm
Right.
wondering, like, how much of the 2 hours or the 1 hour was spent trying to figure it out before contacting Nicole. That's also
Interesting.
left out of the story. Also,
That's a good point. Yeah.
have
good
you
point.
ever seen the episode of Undercover Boss with Yankee Candle?
I love Undercover Boss,
Oh,
but I
me
don't know if I've
too.
seen that episode.
I just never understand how people don't clock the horrible makeup and wigs. Anyway.
Why, like that they should, people don't clock the like Undercover Boss wearing the like very fake dollar store wig.
Yeah, it's like you can't tell that this is like a Sven wig from Frozen.
I know. It does seem like some of them are playing along.
All right. I think I can crown this. How about you?
I just want to know, like this, other than the abuse of the caps, spelling and grammar was good. It seems like B. Tatton took a good proofread.
Yeah, I don't think there are any misspellings. It's just so much caps at like random point. Like, why does 2 pumpkin spice candles expecting to get 2 free? Why is that in caps?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Let's crown her.
Okay.
The queens are tabulating.
All right, you got it.
Yeah.
The queens are tabulating. Total score.
Right. Oh, queens are unanimous. 2 crowns, 2 crowns. Look at that.
Chelsey,
right,
tell me,
I
why'd you
mean-
do 2?
All right. So I did 2 because I thought I will give B. Tatton. It sounded like the promo was confusing. They could have been a little bit more straightforward with what they were offering and just a little guided the consumer a little bit more in terms of how to utilize this promotion. But outside of that, I just felt like B. Tatton was a bit out of line and a bit a bit extra for the circumstance. So that was why I gave B 2 crowns. How about you, Trey?
I did too, because the first 2 sentences, all caps, fraud, do not buy from Yankee Candle. If that is the thesis statement, I don't think that they support the thesis
Right.
statement and the review. I don't think that this does not prove that they're a fraud company. I just think that I agree, promo code could have been a little more explicit in the directions, but ultimately B. Tatton got what they wanted, minus it for free. So like, yes, it was complicated and confusing, but all I get is Nicole is a wonderful customer service person
Mhm.
and that B thinks they could have a better job. So I just gave 2 because it's not
Right.
really a deal breaker for me at all. And God, I love
Yeah.
candles.
Ugh, me too. Love a good candle. That was fun.
Yay!
Right.
All right, my
Love
queen.
it.
Here we are. We have reached the most regal portion of our show. Chelsey Marie Donn Brooke.
Chelsey
did-
Brooke Donn.
How do you spell that?
Brooke.
Did you know that one of my drag names, I wanted to be Brooke Brothers?
Oh, I love that.
But
I
David thought it sounded like I only wore khaki.
Well, because it is Brooks Brothers but it's cute. I like it.
Brooke Brothers.
Brooke
She's so pretty. Anyway,
Brothers.
okay, whatever.
I think it could be like a preppy queen. I like it.
All right. Chelsey
Okay.
Brooke. Chelsey Brooke Brothers Donn.
Yes.
Who are you inducting for?
My Royal Highness.
I thought you never asked. Okay. So I'm going to induct today because it's so critical to all of our lives these days. I'm inducting Zoom. Let's do it. Let's give credit where credit is due. If there is one Royal Highness of this entire pandemic, I feel like it's Zoom. They really, round of applause for Zoom. Right?
I mean,
Round
we're
of applause.
using it right now.
We're using it right now. This podcast would not exist if it weren't for Zoom. Zoom really like a Zoom to me is like, when you're watching the Olympics and you're watching the runners and you see that runner that's like kind of in the back, like maybe they're fourth behind the front, and then they're taking that final loop and they just go and they take over and they get in the front. That to me is Zoom, because Zoom has been in the game for a while. It's not like Zoom just came out during the pandemic. I've taken classes and done things on Zoom, and admittedly was always like, I don't know, it felt like either a corporate thing or just something that was like maybe an older thing, something that really wasn't for me necessarily. Like I wasn't happy about having to get off Facebook or Instagram and go on a new platform. But then when the pandemic happened, I really learned the beauty of this amazing platform, and everybody else tried to hop on the bandwagon a little bit, but Zoom had been there all along. And at the end of the day, that's the one that's going to get to the front of the line. And I don't know, I'm cavelling over Zoom. I feel very grateful. It's changed my life. It's made so much of the world more connected. Even we talked about a couple episodes back with the high school thing, how we were able to do the meeting for worship on Zoom. Like there's just been so much of the world that's come together in a time where we've been pulled apart. And so much of that debt of gratitude is owed to Zoom. So I just want to say, Zoom, you are my Royal Highness. Thank you for being there. Thank you so much. Thank God for you guys, because I'd be lonely without you.
It really is remarkable. Like I had heard of Zoom, but I had never done it until the pandemic. And boy, has it really, really taken over.
It has. It has. All right, Trey. Who are you inducting, my queen?
Okay. This is a little silly.
Okay. I'm ready.
But anyone that knows me knows. Today I am inducting French fries.
Love it.
Oh my God. Okay. Why are French fries so good? Some people feel that French fries have to be hot in order to be good.
Right.
I can eat a cold fry. It's not my preference.
Right.
But
sure.
I can, and if it's cold, you just put it in a toster oven on broil.
It's like I can take a lukewarm shower. Remember that? Not my preference. Just saying. But
yeah. See, there you go. I've tried to do research. I Googled, but it's so contentious where the French fry was actually created, and no one.
I was gonna say, do we know? Is it French?
No.
Okay.
It was served by street vendors in France, but it was also in Belgium at a time, and then also one of the presidents served it in the 1800s for so it's no one really and then it's is it a crisp? Is it a chip? Is it a fry?
Right.
It's all sort of contingent. So as an American, I'm just saying French fries. I just love, and I also am someone who I don't really care about we've talked about this with La Bernadine.
Yeah.
I don't really care about fancy food.
Sure.
I love burger and fries.
Yeah.
I love anything that can be complemented with fries. I just am if French fries did not exist, I would be thinner.
But we're okay with it because we get to experience.
I mean,
fry.
And I'm not even a sweet person. I'm a salt, David can always have ice cream. I can literally always have French fries.
I hear that.
And they don't always have to be in ketchup, but just French fries it's just maybe that is just so disgustingly American. I don't know. But to me,
what, do they not do ketchup on fries in other places?
No, I just mean French fries. It seems lowbrow because of fast food and whatever. But honestly, if you serve French fries, I want to be there.
Yeah.
So I'm inducting French fries as my Royal Highness because they really deserve recognition, because they are so honored in my life. I just love these French fries. So
I don't know if you used to do this when you were a kid, but I would always look at the kids menu or wherever it was that I was ordering, and always look for the items that came with the fries just so that I could eat the fries.
Oh yeah.
And then when it would come out, I would, because I don't need to talk about the fact that I was dieting a lot as a kid, but I was. Anyway, point is, when it would come out, I would always act surprised. Oh,
I didn't know.
This came with fries? I had no idea.
This combo came with fries?
Oh, who would have thought?
I like,
love it.
I just want like sometimes there's an option for a salad, get out of here, or onion rings, get out of here.
Oh, onion rings can get out of here. Sorry.
I mean, sometimes I'm into that, but I usually want
Really?
like one or two.
But
I just want French
it
fries.
separates.
And I want starchy potato French fries. Like I don't even want sweet potato French fries. I don't want disco French fries. I don't want what's that weird
waffle. I love a waffle.
I like waffle fries, but I don't like Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
No, the what is that?
Oh, shoestring?
No. What's the topping that comes from like a fungus that's really fancy that you can get on disco fries? Truffle. Get out of here with truffle. I hate that. I love
a truffle fry.
No, I just want French fries. If you want crap on it, get nachos.
Okay.
I just want anyway, we've completed already. My Royal Highness French fries, love them. All right.
Love it. What a good and worthy induction, Trey. I love French fries too.
So when we end, we have to do our you have to tell me what it means for my teeth falling out of my dreams.
Oh, yes, I'll tell you. All
right. Anyway, Thanks everyone. That's another round on the RUARQ Ferris Wheel of Life and Love.
I'm so glad we fixed that ending tagline. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you like what you heard, will you do us a favor? Literally the best way to share our show is to share it with a friend, because people listen to what their friends listen to. And if you guys liked it, please tell a friend.
And if you didn't like what you heard, just go ahead and tell an enemy, tell your friends, tell anyone, just tell. We would love for you to also join our mailing list so you can stay up to date with all of the goings on in the Queendom. We currently are running a newsletter exclusive raffle to win a gorgeous insulated water bottle. I think that it is over at this point.
I don't think so. I think this is the last week to enter.
Okay, this is we're picking this week.
Yes.
So you got to win that water bottle. So join the mailing list. You can do that by going to reviewthatreview.com and scrolling all the way to the bottom, and you can enter your email. It will join you to the list. You can also look at the link that is in our show notes below.
It's true. And also don't forget, we want to hear from you guys. Please, it's been a minute. Hit up our voicemail box, 1-850-REVIEW-0. You can also follow us on all the socials at The Review Queens. And I'm at Chelsey BD, and that's Chelsey with a Y.
And I'm at Trey Gerrald. Become a member of the Patreon. And I'm at Trey Gerrald. Become a member of the Royal Court by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/reviewthatreview.
So many videos that are unedited up there that are terrifying. Anyway, guys, remember, with that in mind, just remember to ignore the haters. You're a queen.
Gender non-specific queen.
Bye.
Bye.
Review That Review is an independent podcast. Certain names have been redacted or changed to protect the guilty. Executive produced by Trey Gerrald and Chelsey Donn, with editing and sound design by Trey Gerrald. With voiceover talents by Eva Kaminsky. Our cover art was designed by LogoVora, and our theme song was written by Joe Kinosian and sung by Natalie Weiss.